Well, greetings, friends, and welcome to BBP. Don't get between the hammer and the anvil. We're going to talk about that today. Keep watching. Well, thank you for joining me here. Now, last week I said that if God has you between the hammer and the anvil to do his perfecting work on you, stay right there. This week, I'm telling you, don't go anywhere near it. Let me explain. God tells us in Jeremiah chapter 23 that his word is like fire and a hammer. Is not my word like a fire, says the Lord, and like a hammer that breaks the rock in pieces? And when his word starts testing us, it's like we're getting pounded into shape like iron. Think about this. The cost of a pound of steel is roughly about $18. But if that steel is made into horseshoes, the value doubles. And if it's made into knife blades and needles, it's worth thousands. And if it's made into delicate springs for watches and clocks, the value increases exponentially. This can only happen through much burning and pounding and shaping, but the results are evident in the saints in the Bible that we read about, and in the lives of those we know who have suffered hardship and endured trials only to surrender their lives to God and get on board with his exponentially valuable plan. And that brings me to my point. It's one thing for us to decide if we're going to submit to the work of the master craftsman. It's quite another when we interfere with what he's doing in someone else's life. The generous heart that can bless someone in a desperate time of need can also interfere with the next loving blow from God's hammer. It's such a fine line knowing the difference between helping someone and enabling someone to avoid a life-changing work. But we have to have discernment and wisdom to know the difference. So how do we know when to step in and help and when to step back and keep our hands off? Well, until you've spent some time on the anvil getting formed into his likeness, you can't really recognize how he goes about repairing broken vessels. But once you've been tested a few times and you've come forth as pure as gold, your painful testing will produce in you the kind of wisdom that is both discerning and compassionate. In no way am I trying to discourage you from helping others in need. My encouragement here is that you and I would be walking so close to God that we can clearly hear him when he says, yes, go help that person, or no, don't help that person. God's plan involves some seriously high stakes and dangerous consequences if we get between the hammer and the work. My prayer for you is that you know the difference. If you have any questions or comments about this video, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I respond to every comment that comes my way. Now that's all the time we have right now, but I'm going to be right back here next week with another new video, and I hope to see you here. Until then, keep your eyes on Jesus and not on your troubles. Thank you.